MiniWarGaming's Beat Map Batrep!
Welcome back to Beat Map Batrep, Khador vs. Menoth Warmachine Battle Report. Entering Menoth Turn 2. First off, the reinforcements arrive. This table's a little wonky, so they're coming within 3 inches of that little marker you see, just so that it's a fair 4 feet by 4 feet kind of thing. And then he allocates a focus to his Reclaimer, or his Reckoner. Sorry, he allocates 1, 2, maybe 3 focus to his Reckoner. Then he activates and pulls a focus and explodes that one rack. And then he casts a spell where everybody gets the extra movement. And then he advances, and I'm like, ooh, he's advancing. But then he uses his feat. So basically his feat is in his control area. If I hurt anybody, damage anybody in his control area, whoever did the damaging takes 1 point of damage. Now for infantry, of course, that kills them. And so it pretty much protects this guy really, really well. He advances with his Zealots to see how many of the Doom Reavers he can kill. Now, the reason I didn't put all my Doom Reavers behind the cover is because even the blast damage is going to be pretty good to kill them. And then if they do survive, then they won't be able to charge, because you can't charge over cover. Unless you have Pathfinder, which these guys do not have. So he fires at the first one and the second one, and then both of them get direct hits, automatically killing them because they have a high enough power. The next one is out of range and it scatters. Actually, scatters enough to not hit anything. It's only 3 inches, so that's off. The next one fires and misses as well, and that one will scatter. Now, they can't scatter very far because of how close they are, but it does manage to scatter a couple inches, and the blast hits 2 of them. And so it'll be less strength, but does manage to kill the one, and then does not manage to kill the second one. But still, so far, 3 of the 6 guys are dead. And he fires with the next one, and it automatically misses because he's just out of range, but scatters back and hits another Doom Reaver, and that is, of course, enough to kill him. So he's killed 4 out of 6. The next one fires at Fenris, and he's out of range as well. And it scatters. Where does it scatter? Just enough to not hit anything, which is fortunate for me. The next one fires at Fenris as well, and it automatically misses because he's out of range. They only have a 6-inch range, if you're wondering why. And doesn't do any damage to Fenris, even though the blast damage does manage to hit him. The Bastions then move up. These guys are hard to kill because they have a rule that allows them to spread out any damage they take or not spread out any damage they take. So basically you can't kill them until you've dealt a lot of damage to the group. And then once you've got to that point, they each have like 1 or 2 boxes left, and then they get hit by a 10-point attack, and they're like, okay, I'll just keep it on this one guy. So it's really hard to effectively kill them. And then he boosts to attack and fires at the Juggernaut, and actually misses. Or sorry, he hits and he boosts the damage, and he does 6 points of damage there, going down one of the columns. Not a huge amount of damage, but a good start. Then the Vessel of Menoth moves up, and then Gorman moves over to get into position. And then these guys have, I can't remember what the rule is called, but basically if they move, then they can be immune to basically any damage except damage from spells or feats. And so that makes them pretty much an impenetrable fortress or a wall. There was some sort of shield wall thing. So now it's my turn. My reinforcements come on. Yuri the Axe, as well as, or sorry, not Yuri the Axe, that's a Manhunter, as well as a Dracoon. I let Iron Flesh expire. Now I get to upkeep 1 spell for free, so I did Wield Secrets. I left Wield Secrets on, but I didn't want the -1 speed on the Juggernaut, of course. The Doom Reavers decide to run forward because these guys use their mini feat, which does not allow them to be damaged in melee, so basically have no way to really hurt them, so I just wanted to engage as many as possible. The Dracoon runs over to get ready to take the objective or harass if he needs to. Fenris moves up as well, but not able to do damage, but can at least engage them. Same thing with the Kodiak. He basically moves up to engage it. And then we're firing something that didn't do anything. That was the field gun. It didn't do anything as well. Infantry, they do have Pathfinder because of the Wield Secrets. They move up with their order, giving them +2 defense. And then they do a combined ranged attack against his Reckoner. Only a few of them could get in there, but they do manage to hit. And it's dice even, so 8 points of damage to the middle. So it doesn't disable anything, unfortunately. But I don't think anywhere you hit with 8 points of damage on a heavy jack disables it on the first try. And the Officer was the focus of that, so he takes the point of damage. So that's kind of a nice workaround for that. Then the Rocketeer fires into the group right here, and it gets a direct hit, killing the one choir member, or that might have been a solo, I think. I can't remember. Anyways, the Rocketeer dies, but somebody else picks up the weapon, so manages to hurt him instead. And then second Rocketeer fires and manages to kill one, and we lose another guy. So we still have the 2 Rocketeers there. See, I took that back because I'd forgotten about their pickup. Juggernaut moves up as well, just to kind of stand in the way. He knows he's going to get clobbered, but He's just trying to soak up some damage. Scrapjack moves up. He's got reach. And the Witch moves up, being shielded by his jacks. And then casts Iron Flesh, just hoping that keep him alive for a little longer. And then casts the Murder of Crows and her feet. So the Murder of Crows will be on those guys. Murder of Crows, basically, if you enter or end your activation on it, you take a power 8, unboostable power 8 hit, which of course with infantry will often kill them, especially the Zealots. And her feet is if you move in her control area and end in her control area, you take a power 14. So the guys underneath the template, basically, if they move, they die, and if they don't move, they take a power 8 hit. So it almost guarantees that I kill a few guys just from that. So stay tuned for round 3. Click the annotation if you are on YouTube, or click the link below if you're on MiniWarGaming. And don't forget to subscribe.